The DA says the IEC isn't holding political parties responsible for their election funding campaigns. The party says the EFF has spent huge amounts on its campaign without disclosing the cost to the IEC. This, according to the DA, is a breach of the Political Party Funding Act. Political parties signed the IEC's Code of Conduct earlier today ahead of the municipal elections, but the EFF decided not to attend that ceremony. Pule Letshwiti-Jones following that story for us. He joins us now live. So what is the DA saying about the pledge it's made to cooperate with the IEC's Electoral Code of Conduct?
Well, afternoon, Shahan, and the DA is quite, simple and not mincing its words, saying that the IEC needs to be quite transparent and fair. It goes to say it should practice what it's preaching. Just like you've just mentioned in your introduction, the DA says that there's quite a lot of challenges that they've encountered in terms of where they have had to work hand in hand with the IEC. And, the party being on that liaison committee, they are quite, concerned that, yes, they have pledged to abide by this Electoral Code of Conduct Act, and that they're saying that it is a constitutional obligation to actually adhere to it. However, they're saying, or rather they are worried that going forward in terms of entering into the local municipal elections, that they might just be receiving some biased treatment from the IEC. So we spoke to the DA leader, John Steenhuisen, earlier on, and this is what he had to say.
We think it's very important that the most important letter in the IEC is the I, the independent. They need to be independent and they need to be seen to be independent. I'm very concerned if one looks at the Party Political Funding Act, which the IEC is supposed to police. Only 3 parties made declarations. The EFF didn't make a single declaration. Releasing huge billboards, buying new buildings, rolling out a campaign that cost millions, and yet they say they haven't received a single donation over 100,000. The rules and the Code of Conduct that we signed today are only as good as the enforcement thereof. And therefore the IEC needs to be a little bit more assertive in ensuring that they apply those rules to every party equally.
So the ANC says it's ready for elections, but it's no secret that it's actually facing a financial challenge at the moment. What's its Treasurer General, Paul Mashatile, telling you?
Definitely. He has admitted that the party has been plagued by a lot of tribulations and that, they will, by all means, try to ensure that they resolve these challenges before the local municipal elections, some of which, like you've mentioned, includes the financial woes and, of course, the delay in terms of not having paid some of their staffers, which has caused a lot of tension and rift within the party. Staffers saying this has affected their livelihoods, and they're hoping that the National Executive Committee of the ANC can come to terms in terms of trying to help them and pay what's theirs. But, of course, Paul Mashatile is saying that ANC staffers should understand in terms of what the challenges have done to the party, saying that this is a commitment they have not forgotten about and that they will be looking at resolving this issue. You'd remember that the head of elections, Fikile Mbalula, did make pronouncements that the party will not supersede the 50 million rand budget, which he said will be used for campaigning.
The environment has been a bit difficult now with fundraising being tough out there. Since we have the disclosure legislation, people are reluctant to come forward, but we are busy talking to them to make them understand it's not a problem to disclose as long as we keep within the limits provided by the Act. So we do hope that some will come to the party and will have resources both for the campaign and to be able to pay outstanding salaries for our staff.
All right, so David Mabuza is obviously saying that he will accept the nomination by the ANC if he is given that opportunity to run for deputy president again. What's Paul Mashatile, a member of the Top Six, saying about this?
Yes, Paul Mashatile, looking on the side and laughing about this, saying he'll have to speak to his friend, Deputy President David Mabuza. Of course, David Mabuza saying this yesterday on his election campaign trail in Mamelodi, saying if given the chance, he will run again for DP internally within the ANC when the next conference comes probably around 2022. And he's made it quite clear that, if the people want to place him in the deputy president's position, he will again rerun for that. But, while this has been a topic brought by the deputy president, there's also been, speculation around the TG the Treasurer General, Paul Mashatile's name being thrown into the box as well for him to contest for that position. We spoke to him earlier, and this is what he had to say about this.
I think it's a bit too early for those discussions. As you know, that Comrade David Mabuza is one of my friends, so I'm sure we will have a discussion on this matter.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Pule Letshwiti-Jones.